This podcast was recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians and pay our respect to elders past and present.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
This is my final MAFS related interview.
Are they talking about me? She's like, yep.
It was Australia's reaction.
This is an exclusive.
Caused a lot of drama and it never got aired. It just went nuts.
Hello, this is Selina.
And this is Tahnee.
And we thought we'd do another extra bonus episode for you guys this week because a lot of stuff has gone down
On MAFS.
Yeah.
Always.
So this is Meet the Family Week.
Yes, we're also joined by our producer Hannah, who has some thoughts as well.
So many thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Friends and Family Week.
So last night we saw Jackie and Ryan did their friends and family stuff. Boring.
Yep.
What everyone was watching was Adrian and Awhina.
Yes.
And honestly, I found it a really difficult watch.
Yeah.
I found it extremely triggering.
We were saying this, super triggering, and I think not in the way that I thought it would be. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, drama, tea. Then I was like, wow, this is like a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for context, he was joined by his twin sisters.
Yes.
And a friend, Jasmine, who is actually a TikToker.
Yes.
Jasmine Eats.
Yep.
Who has now come out doing like an apology saying like, tonight you'll see me on MAFS, but, you know, I come across in a way it's not me. I'm not actually friends with him anymore. What did you guys think about that?
I think it's great when anyone apologizes and is accountable for what they have said and done. Obviously, I don't know if she saw that before she did that apology because it was like probably worse than what she probably would have imagined. So part of me is like, okay, she's acknowledged that she's not friends with anymore. I don't know what more we can get from her, but it was like not good, babe. No. It was really like, it was such a hard watch. And I have a lot of thoughts and feelings around girl best friends. And this is literally an example of what I hate. And it just was like, not good.
Yeah.
Really not good.
Before we get into like the actual behaviours and everything, I have a question as a viewer of MAFS. Selina, I'm not sure because of COVID, did you do the friends and family? Because your parents were on the show a lot, but I know that it was
Yes.
COVID.
So because of COVID, we had to go to a cinema and watch our families and friends through at the movies. Yeah.
Kind of cute.
Yeah, but it sucked because I wanted more one-on-one and they
sure.
couldn't get my mum on time because the internet wasn't connecting or something on her end.
Was it a video you could talk back
Like a
and
Skype
forth?
thing?
Or-
Yeah, it was like a Skype interview.
So do you guys know your friends and family that agree to be involved in it, do they sign contracts around their appearance?
Yeah,
Yes.
same thing.
Same thing.
The
Same
same
thing.
similar to the contract that we signed. It's only like a 3-pager or something, but it's like the same. You might not be shown in a positive light. It's the exact same thing. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And do they get pushed by producers? Like, would the producers have said, Awhina's sister's not here yet. I want you three to come in and go absolutely crazy at Awhina. Defend Adrian. He's your best friend. Defend him, defend him, defend him. Like, could there be a little bit of that?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I definitely feel like they prompt you to being like, you know, your brother's going through this. You know, we really need you to emphasize on that. And like, I feel like they do.
Interesting.
For sure.
Did you feel the gang up thing with your situation?
No, well, we actually had a lovely family and friends lunch. It was my sister and my best friend, and then it was partner's mum and sister, and it was fine. The only thing I felt was a bit crappy with that experience was that they'd flown from Perth and the time they got to spend together was only on camera, really. So it was like 1 hour or 2 hours. And it was just a bit crappy because he couldn't really speak to them like off camera and like catch up about other stuff. And anytime we'd speak about stuff that was non-show related, we got shut down by producers. So it'd be like, keep it to like the show, keep it to what you guys are doing. And it just was really weird and structured, whereas it wouldn't be like a normal lunch you'd have with like your friends and family chatting about life affairs or stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what is a bit forced and uncomfortable about it. But we didn't have the gang up. I felt like they did probe his mum and sister to ask certain questions, which I think I answered fine, but it wasn't, I think it could have gone a different way if producers wanted it to or if I reacted differently potentially.
Yeah. And the other question I have as a viewer, just before we get into what happened, is they were in a pub in Wallara that I used to work at. Yeah, okay.
Is that where it was?
Yeah,
I was wondering where that was. I was
Yeah,
like,
same.
yeah, no, I used to work at that pub, but When you go into that situation, there was kind of like patrons and different people outside as they walked in. Would they have like a room sectioned off for production?
Yeah.
There wouldn't be people watching or...
Yeah, no, it would be like a sectioned off bit and... Yeah, like we went at a weird time, so it wasn't when the pub was open, I think from my memory. So no one was in there. We had like the whole venue basically.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really weird, yeah.
Ours was during COVID, so we had to get special like
Approvals and
approvals
stuff. Yeah.
for certain locations. So it was like vacant. We basically had the whole thing if you were allowed to film off site. But a majority of our show was filmed in Sky Suites. That's what. Sorry, I just have to quickly add.
It's not called Sky Suites anymore.
Is it called something else now?
It's like one. I don't know. I saw the sign. I was like, "Why is it not called Sky Suites?"
Stop.
Yeah.
Well, it will
Anyway,
forever
sorry.
be Sky Suites in my mind.
So getting back to what actually happened, now that all my sneaky questions about production are over, I know, Tahnee, you sent our group chat a little video of someone breaking down the behaviour and you wanted to chat it through with us.
Yes. So I saw a video this morning, actually. It was by a creator called Amy Dickinson, and she pretty much said the behaviour that we saw from the sisters and the friend was I've never heard of this before, but it's called the monkeys, or like the flying monkeys. And it essentially is Wizard of Oz, the flying monkeys to do your dirty work for you. So whether that is supporting your views on things or like to attack you, whatever it is, it's like they're doing the work for you. And it kind of felt like that watching that scene was that the flying monkeys were the ones asking the questions. He had obviously told them a version of his events, which, I mean, you would probably believe your sibling and your friend, of course, naturally. And then they're going in knowing that, ready to attack and defend him. And it obviously came off really badly on the girls. I'm sure they didn't expect it to go that way. But it's a thing that we see happen a lot. I don't know if anyone has also been in narcissistic relationships where you can feel quite isolated when you have a sense of your reality, and then when other people get thrown in the mix, you kind of want them to like validate you, and when they don't and it's the opposite and you feel attacked, it just makes it like worse.
So much worse.
Not saying that's what this is the case is, but I'm just in general, that's what that whole thing was, and it was really hard to watch, and it was really like, whoa, what's going on? It just didn't. It just seemed ridiculous, like the whole thing.
So recently I've shared a lot about my family dynamic on TikTok. And as someone who's done a lot of therapy, I've realised that my mum is a narcissist. And being raised by a narcissistic mum is on a whole nother level. I don't have any siblings either. So it was literally myself, my mum and my dad. And all I can say is the one thing that is worse than a narcissist is the enabler. It's the people that are around them, that back them.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
And they make you feel like you already feel crazy when you're being gaslit by a narcissist. Yeah. And when you've got someone closest to you that's meant to protect you going, no, like, you know, you're meant to be a good girl, you're meant to behave, like, she's your mum.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of felt like it was the same dynamic
Yeah.
with Adrian and his sisters.
For
like
sure.
his sisters were like enabling his bad behaviour.
And it's hard because there's no denying that he might be a good brother, he might be a good friend, but he's just a shit boyfriend. Like he's a shit partner. And that I think sometimes in these situations it can be hard for family members and friends to differentiate that.
Yeah.
And it's not like just because someone is bad in one area of their life, they're horrible in every other aspect. Like I'm sure he's got a great relationship with his family and with the friend. Well, not anymore because they're not friends. Yeah. But, you know, it's like it's hard when they're just seeing things blindly from his perspective. They weren't even listening to what Awhina was saying. Like they were just like piling on. And I just was like, can you just hear what she was saying? Also, I think that I wanted to flag the aggressive comment felt a little bit like a microaggression. How they were saying when Cleo, the sister, was like fighting back, who slay, love her, need her in my corner every opportunity. And they were just like, bring the decibels down and you're being really aggressive. I just am like
Triggered.
Like hate that.
I just hated how they brought up Awhina's child. Like, you know, like the whole like, oh, you know, I do bring up my child every now and then. Then someone was like, that real dig and, oh, well, we sure hope so. And it's like, Dude, that was so unnecessary to say
And
that.
then the sister being like, I've taken time away from my child as if 3 days compares to 3 weeks.
Oh, I
Babe.
could not. I was so triggered.
Also, I feel like there's all this enabling behavior of the family and the friends enabling Adrian to act like that. But on top of it, I feel like MAFS as a whole is enabling the behavior.
This is what I mean.
Because they let those 3 women in there to start grilling Awhina when her support person wasn't even
ready.
there yet.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's like, that was
Not
a
on.
choice.
That was
Yes.
a choice. That's absolutely a choice because people are getting mic'd up. They arrive at the same time.
Yeah.
There's a production
You're
schedule.
filming
That's
the
intentional.
walk-up, You're
Yep.
filming it
Intentional.
all intentional.
Yes.
And there's only 1 or 2 cameramen. So you know that's like they're all there, separated, and then
Yep.
you do it, and then you do it again, and then you're ready.
Well, we better wrap it here. As normal, we have the episode on Thursday.
Yes.
But yeah, we just wanted to get down and dirty about some of the stuff we saw on TV. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Reality.